Hey guys, I just got out of a very early screening of King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword. Now this film is embargoed until May 10th, but I went to a public screening. I didn't sign shit. This is YouTube. Let's do this. Now, first things first, I had really low expectations for this film. I saw the first trailer, I thought it looked just like bland garbage. I saw the second trailer, I thought, okay, maybe this looks a little bit more fun, but still wasn't really sold on it. I thought it was going to be the bad kind of Guy Ritchie that I don't like, the one that's hollow and just not very fun. But you know what? I enjoyed it. That's right, I said it. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword is a good movie. And believe me, nobody is more shocked than me. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the plot because you probably already know it anyway. King Arthur is played by Charlie Hunnam. His dad, played by Eric Bana, gets killed by Jude Law. King Vortigern, I think he becomes. Basically, he rises up and becomes the king while King Arthur, or young Arthur, grows up. And eventually, Arthur gets dragged into this rebellion, this resistance, where they want to try and take Jude Law down. And he has to decide, does he want to embrace his destiny or not? And I'm pretty sure you can guess how that goes. First things first, if you went into this expecting like a serious, respectful King Arthur movie, just don't even bother. Don't go anywhere near it, okay? It is fucking ridiculous, and I liked that. The plot here is incredibly thin and functional, and that's fine, because it's basically just an excuse for Guy Ritchie to indulge all of this ridiculous action. There is a lot of action in this movie, and most of it is really good. There are a shit ton of giant animals in this film. You've probably seen the huge elephants from the trailer. There's a load more giant animals in this film that I'm not going to spoil because it's just too delicious to do that. On the whole though, yeah, Ritchie handles the action really well. The CGI is a lot better than I thought it would look from the trailer. And he just knows when to ramp things up and make things really fucking insane, and then when to tone them down a little bit. You just kind of get the impression this is always the film Ritchie wanted to make. He got to make it, and it's a shitload of fun. This is him in no fucks given blockbuster mode, and he kind of nailed it. The entire tone of the film is just really entertaining. I thought this was going to be quite bland, to be honest, but it's actually refashioned as like a superhero origin story for King Arthur. And, you know, when you combine that with all this really funny banter he's got with his co-stars like Jimon Hounsou, Neil Maskell, and Aidan Gillen, and it's just really enjoyable. Oh yeah, and David Beckham is in this movie, and that's not a spoiler because that information has been out there for a while. But yeah, he has a very, very blatant cameo appearance in the first act, which gave me a good laugh. And I guess after appearing in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., is he just going to show up in every Guy Ritchie film now? Is this a thing? I mean, I'm okay with it. All the performances here, in fact, are really good. Charlie Hunnam especially is very charismatic and funny and convincing as King Arthur. I mean, I've been quite hit and miss on the guy before, but I think between this and The Lost City of Zed recently, he's having a really good year. Jude Law is also worth singling out as the villain here. Vortigern, I think I said his name was. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, like, he didn't take it as hammy as I thought he would from the trailer, but he is having fun. Like, he enjoys the villainy. You see him, like, sinisterly eating, like, a piece of fruit at one point, and there's even this scene where he chops off a guy's ear and talks to it, which is at least as hilarious as it sounds, if not more. On a technical level, the film is also really sharp for the most part. The CGI in particular looked a lot cleaner than I thought it would. Cinematography as well, there's some lovely shots of wherever they filmed this. I did notice when the film goes dark, you could see a lot of grain and like kind of washed out effect to the cinematography, which, you know, you kind of don't really want in a $100 million movie, but it's a minor complaint, I think. The editing is also really good here, not just in the action, but even in the dialogue scenes where people are talking to like 3 different people at once and the perspectives get all muddled. And like he did in the Sherlock Holmes films, he uses it to comedic effect when he's telling a story. And I never felt lost. Like, it's deliberately disorientating to a point, but it's not annoyingly so. Like, it was just fun. Now let me talk about my favourite thing in the entire movie, and that is the musical score. I had not heard of Daniel Pemberton until just now, but he delivered probably the best musical score I've heard this year so far. It's so fucking good. There's this recurring motif of very Hans Zimmer-esque drums with like an out-of-breath voice sort of panting, and I loved it. It was great. It made me excited to watch the action. It was just really cool, and it kind of felt like its own character in the film, if you like, which is always a good thing, I think. This is one of those films, though, where the musical score is almost better than the rest of the film, if you like. That's kind of in the way that Tron Legacy is, where I still like the film, but I like the music more. Overall, is the new King Arthur film great? No. Did it need to be? No. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition dumps, and there's things that make absolutely no sense. But it's really fucking enjoyable. If you want to see insane action, ridiculous one-liners, and just actors you like doing cool things, go see this. I thought it was going to suck. So if you like what you've seen from the marketing, definitely see this, because I can't see how you wouldn't have a blast with it. So that's a thumbs up for King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Right now, I got to run to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 midnight screening. So until next time, I'll be here from dusk till Sean.